So in this one, we'll finish up the patient-client management format section as far as learning how to do that style of documentation before moving on to an expanded SOAP note format that will probably be more useful for you long term. But this second portion then of this format is going to be all of the different other components. Now, the systems review regarding now a transition from a more oral system review to assessment, and then all of our tests and measures. So go ahead and read chapter 20 or chapter 12 to get a good review on this. When we look now at the systems review here, where we move from more screening, this is now just going to be a limited number of tests to confirm what we found on our screening tools, as well as identify any potential further problems. From there, then, everything else goes into this tests and measures component, and it can be organized then in any number of ways, whether it's more based on function and area with upper and lower extremity and trunk divided out, or right and left extremities. So in these aspects where we have upper extremity, lower extremity, we would then also be seeing some of these as applicable being included in there. There are a lot of good tips as far and how to specifically document each of those different components, how you will write those out, and we'll be practicing those and looking at some of those examples in our worksheet. So the first portion of the worksheet now is going to be some of those statements as far as how they went about documenting their tests and measures or system review. So you're simply going to be marking either tests and measures for things that are in that subsection, history for the information that then best matches the system review subsection of the note there where we counteract. So there's a list of these there. All you need to do is either mark them as TM for tests and measures or HX for the system review. For subset 2 now and part 2 there, we're going to be looking at the different components within the tests and measures aspect. So there are 2 lines here. So 2 things you're going to fill in. The first is for the component there that's documented with regards of a completed test or measure. You're going to first mark on the first line which category that is, whether it's an ambulation, a transfer, balance, range of motion, strength, or sensation. And then from there, in the second line, you're going to put whether it's a functional or physical impairment associated with that. So the idea between going back and forth between kind of body systems and functional components with that. I want you to mainly focus on the different components here and then looking at these as examples. We're going to continue on now and make a more comprehensive approach with this. Now looking at all of the different components within that. So you're first going to mark whether or not this is part of the history or systems review or tests and measure for each of the different components there. Then anything that you mark for the systems review, you're going to go and fill in the form there, marking that. So you're going to then complete that. So in this case, right, you can see from there if they mark somewhere in there that they are having now different components within the systems review. From those, you'll fill that out. Then what you're going to do for all of the tests and measures, this is the basic format that's often followed as far as the order that it goes. So you're going to put these now in their different order, similar to how you did. So if you have number 1, right, is a strengthened measure. It's not obviously there, but you'll go through and just write the numbers in each corresponding component. So this would be like now taking and making your own thing if we were cut and pasting, right? With range of motion, you would cut and paste by just using the numbers in each one of those. Then lastly, as you did before, you're going to write out your own example. So here are the different components, and you can write that out on the lines. Go ahead and take pictures of each of the different pages, upload it, and then at the due date, the final result or the key will be uploaded.